And welcome to Capital Talk, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya. Now more than ever, I'm Jeff Koinange. Now, if you've been watching Capital Talk all this week, you know it's been an amazing week of celebrating the best and the brightest CEOs in the business. And I know many of you are asking this one question: where are the women CEOs? We have heard you and we have responded because, folks, when I say sit back, I mean sit back. And this one is even younger than I am, which I love it when I interview people younger than I am. But what a story she has to tell. First of all, take this in mind. She is the only black CEO working for a multinational company. African, I might add. Only black African female working for a multinational company. That's huge. And when the company is General Motors, folks, that's even bigger. Remember the sudden departure of Bill A? Well, I tell you, young lady, only 44 years old with a history at GM, 15 years she's been working for the company. So obviously she was ready, groomed literally for the job. She's taken over. She was announced about a month or so ago, sometime in May, and she has literally hit the ground running. She's not only the director of export for all of GM in Sub-Saharan Africa, she's now, on top of that, the CEO, GM East Africa. Folks, like I said, sit back. Let's listen to Rita Kavashe. Rita,
yes, Jeff.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
And congratulations on this success.
Thank you very much.
Not bad for, a little girl who grew up in Taveta.
Yes, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yes. Yeah. And the story, and we'll come back to the GM part, but going to school. I mean, your dad was, he was a strict disciplinarian, right? And because you went to school mostly in your region, but high school, you went all the way out there.
Yeah, indeed. My dad had great foresight, I must say. I went to school at a small village in Taveta called Kivalwa, might not be known by any Kenyan. I did my high school at Voice Secondary School. Makes some sense for some people.
It's getting on the map now.
It's getting on the map of Kenya. Yes. And after Form 4, I discussed with my dad what schools I should go to. And I was curious to discover the country. So I wanted my dad to advise me where to go. So my dad advised me to pick Butere Girls High School as an option for Form 5 and 6.
Because he worked for the railway.
My dad worked for the railway. He knew the geography of the railway line, and he knew from Taveta to Butere, it's a straight one-way transportation. So I would get from Taveta by train to Voi, Nairobi train to Nairobi station, wait for the evening train to Kisumu, and Butere would be the stop.
The last stop.
The last stop. So my dad knew he was not going to take me to school. You know how we grew up. Some of us, dads, mothers would never take you to school. They would give you the direction, give you the support, give you the advice and say, okay, take your trip. So I would go there, meet with fellow students along the way, and we would stop at Butere. We would alight. My dad told me, when the train stops, you have reached. So there is no opportunity of you getting lost. Yeah. So I would alight at Butere with the rest of the team. We put our luggage on our suitcases, big as they were, because they were carrying, everything. Yes. And we would load them, and Kokoteni would take them to school. We would walk behind our luggage up to the point we reached school. It was real great fun.
What an experience.
Real great experience. I loved it.
That independence, I guess, from back then has prepared you for this, hasn't it? In a way.
It has prepared me a great deal.
Yeah.
And I see the benefit of it.
I have to ask you this question, Rita. When you heard the announcement that you are now the CEO of all of East Africa for General Motors, how did you feel? What was going through your mind?
I had anticipating this for a while because I was being developed for that, and I knew as part of my developmental plan that it was going to come. But when it did come, I felt extremely calm. I was so calm, I didn't believe it myself, that how can I be so calm? And when I chatted with my friends, I told them I feel extremely calm. Maybe the calmness that is required of a CEO. So, of course, I was excited because of hard work of myself and the team that worked with me, that enabled me to take up this position. But it was I still feel the calmness right now. Yeah.
What do your colleagues feel? What do your fellow workers feel? How do they respond?
I got overwhelming support from the team. The team felt this was not Rita's success. It's the success of all the employees of GM East Africa, because they have seen me grown. I didn't get into GM as a CEO. I got into GM as a sales executive, doing direct sales at our direct office. I have grown through the system from sales executive to sales manager to regional sales manager to general manager to sales and marketing director, commercial director, and CEO. And my colleagues have seen that progression, so they can associate success to hard work, to focus, to teamwork. So it is actually a very inspiring success for the entire of GM East Africa team.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Is your dad still alive?
Unfortunately, my dad is not alive today.
What would he be thinking wherever he is about his little girl?
My dad, I think, would laugh. He would laugh, and he always told me when I was growing up that I was focused. I used to like to know what is happening outside of Taveta, small village.
Yes.
I would pick my dad's radio, and I would tune the station, and you know those days to get the network, the frequency, meter bend and all this stuff. It was really a huge challenge, but I would struggle with it until I get to hear the news. And my dad would tell me I would want to be in my corner listening to the news without being disrupted by anybody. So he would say, you see, you had, though from this small village, you had your own vision of wanting to grow, wanting to discover, wanting to excel. So my dad would laugh, and I think he would bring up that issue of the radio, because I still remember that conversation with him like 30, 40 years.
Yeah. He would be, I can imagine he would be so proud of you right now.
He would be. But my brother, who is still working with the Kenya Railways, who is his representative, celebrates that success on his behalf. Yeah.
The challenge for you, Rita, though, I mean, you have a daunting challenge. I mean, GM is number one when it comes to what? Trucks and buses. But, I mean, and you did that for the first time in many years, right?
Last year was our first position, successful year. We got that position after 35 years of hard work. And we look forward to maintaining that position. Again, we were not only number one in bus and trucks, we were number one overall in sale of new vehicles in the industry. So it's a big achievement of the people of GM East Africa, and we continue on that pace.
Yeah. And the support you're getting from now, the headquarters of GM, I mean, how are those people? Are they giving you the support you need?
GM as a global company has got a lot of resource to support its operations throughout the world, as far as human resources, as far as systems, as far as processes, as far as know-how, as far as best practice. So that is my main area of focus, really, to make GM East Africa more competitive, looking at our business model and trying to find out where are the opportunities for growth, and adding value to our customers, and integration with GM Sub-Sahara Africa, where I am the export director. There are a lot of synergies, there are a lot of opportunities with that integration in terms of resources. We can deploy resources from South Africa, from China. We can get best practice from all over the globe. So in terms of our combined strength as GM, we've got all it takes to lead.
And there are hundreds and hundreds of people at GM looking up at you, looking up to you, Rita, and saying, you know what, you're the boss now. I mean, where are you going to take this company? There's a lot of pressure, huh? I mean, you could be very calm right now, but it's a lot of pressure.
No, you need calmness when there's pressure to do well. We have a very strong team of well-trained, very seasoned people who know the market again, but again, looking for opportunities. Market dynamics change every day, so you have to be on top of the game. For us, we want to lead, not to follow. To lead in terms of opening new opportunities for our customers, to add value. It's all about value addition for customers, innovation, coming up with products that address the fundamental needs of our customers. Yeah. Unless we do that in the region, then you cannot succeed. So for us is more focused approach to what gives value to different customer segments, yeah, and going after that, whether it's new product launches, new innovations, new business model, like the bus business that we the PSV Vision 2030 that was started by GM East Africa. Yeah. That's a long-term opportunity, advocacy, policy, push for policy regulation that enables our customers to succeed in the industry. Those are some of the fundamental areas that GM East Africa continues to focus on.
Is Kenya still the largest market for GM in East Africa?
Kenya is the largest market for GM Sub-Sahara.
Sub-Sahara.
We have Kenya. Kenya is leading with around 35%. We have Nigeria. We have Angola. Zimbabwe is coming up strongly. And the other markets, as the economy begins to stabilize in those countries, again, that's huge opportunity for GM business.
Yeah, and those 15 years in GM, did that prepare you for this position? Has it literally, have you seen, I guess, the fruition of 15 years of work where you are now?
Indeed, yeah. That is that 15 years of learning is a lot of years of learning in terms of maturing, in terms of learning. As I told you, I started as a sales executive, growing, learning the business, knowing the customers, the dynamics. Really, that is great 15 years of training. Yeah. Yeah, for this particular position.
Are there people, I mean, I'm sure there are some colleagues of yours, some workers out there saying, you know what, she's only 44 years old, man. What is she going to tell me? Or has the image of the boss changed in the last few years?
The image of the boss has changed. I think 44 is too old for CEO, in my view, because the people we work with are young people and they want to be CEOs at 28 years. So 44, I'm a little bit on the other side of the aged population of CEOs, because our young people are very dynamic, very innovative, very skilled. They multitask and do all this stuff. So they expect growth very quickly. But I still am in the group of average aged CEOs. And I understand the dynamics of the market, the teamwork and all that. So they view me as one of them.
As a cool person.
We have to work for results. Yeah. That we have to focus on the business. Correct. We can interact, we can engage, and I think that's the modern CEO responsibility. Yeah.
And you can you can Facebook and Twitter and social media.
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
Social media. That's part of our marketing tools. Everything is going digital media. Yes. So you cannot really be a laggard in that. You have to innovate with these new customer groups.
Well, I tell you, Rita, you are in a class all by yourself. It's incredible. And I want to talk about that after the break. And also, what's it like being a mother? You're raising 2 kids and so you have all these huge responsibilities. What is that like? And also, now you have to compete with your former boss, Bill Lay. What is that like? First, let's take a break. Rita Kavashe, folks, she is the CEO of GM East Africa, General Motors. Folks, this young lady is in a class all by herself. Whoa, I tell you, what a week it's turning out to be. These CEOs, the best and the brightest, that's what we're talking about on the bench all this week. Don't even think of going away, because the bench is back in a moment. And welcome back to Capital Talk. What a week it's turning out to be, folks. CEOs, the best and the brightest. And Rita Kavashe, CEO of General Motors East Africa. I tell you, if you hadn't heard of this young lady, you have now. 44 years old, started out, believe it or not, as a teacher. Now she's teaching the folks at GM, hundreds of them looking up to her to stay number one. Sit back. Rita, so you did begin as a teacher, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You wanted to teach. This is what the career you wanted to take.
That's the career I wanted to take, to be a teacher. So I went to Moy University for my undergraduate degree. While there and interacting with my colleagues, I thought I could do better with myself in my early years to venture into something different other than teaching. But eventually had this dream that I would still end up being a teacher. So after university, I applied for a job in a small computer company. It was called Integrated Systems. And it was developing tailor-made software programs for banks, for women finance groups, and for legal firms. So I was selling that type of software. I did that for 2 years before I applied for the job at GM.
Yeah, you must have been bored of that. But now, you are teaching in a way. You're teaching hundreds of people.
I'm teaching every day. And I'm learning every day because modern management require frequent coaching with the staff at GM East Africa, with the dealers, with the dealer sales community. So teaching is every day. We teach every day.
Yeah. And the person who taught you or who brought you up in the system at GM is now your competitor, Bill Lay.
Right.
What's that going to be like? Now you're competing on the same level.
Competition is healthy, especially when it's going to benefit customers. When you have strong players in the marketplace, they will innovate. They will come up with products. They will see how to eliminate waste in their respective companies to make sure they are competitive in the marketplace. So I personally welcome that competition very, very well, because I know we are going to battle it out on the ground, and at the end of the day, we are going to offer better service to our customer, and that's why we exist as companies, to give better service, to add value to our customers, and we are going to do that.
Yeah. And you two are still friends, right? You're still good friends.
Yes, we are still good friends. Yeah. It's good Bill has joined the motor industry because he's very good at agitating for policy, for reforms, and we are going to work together to push for better policies that support our customers. Yeah.
Good for you. And at the end of the day, the customer will benefit the most, right?
Customer will benefit the most, and the economy will thrive. So we achieve both our company goals and our national goals.
Win-win.
Win-win.
Speaking of win-win, what's it like balancing this huge responsibility of CEO and family life? You have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids, 15-year boy who is at high school now, and my daughter, 2 years old. So balancing is key. But I believe in quality time with children. Not so much time if it's not available, but the time that I have to spend with them, especially weekends in the evening, is time I take out to be with family, holiday, and to be with my children, to educate them, to train them, to celebrate my success with them. That's.
And it must be tough, all this traveling, because obviously you must do a lot of traveling in the region, outside the region. It's tough with that little 2-year-old.
It is tough for the little year-old. I schedule my travel so that I am home over the weekend to spend time with her. So I would go out 3 days in a week and spend the balance of the week in Nairobi, so that I can also have time to spend with the young lady. But she is growing to be a very independent person as well, just as I did.
I wonder where she gets that from.
I'm sure it runs in the system.
Yes. I guess that is very important, what you just said, Rita, because there's a lot of young ladies watching you right now, and they're probably thinking, you know what? It's easy making it all the way to the top. But it's not. It's hard work, isn't it? And you have to balance so many things.
It's hard work. And for the African woman, I think we have been prepared for this. And I look at my growth as an example of that. Because as young African girls, we go to school, we go fetch firewood, we help mom in the kitchen, we read, and we can balance all that. And that has strengthened us as a women population, of African women, to taking up bigger roles, because that's what is expected of us in employment. We need to balance between family, we need to read, to advance our career, we need to work and give results to the organizations that we work for. So we are prepared, but we need a lot of focus. Again, we're just in the process of transitioning, where women are getting more and more recognition in the labor market. So in terms of output, we are expected to deliver much more, to work harder, to work smarter, so that we can be visible. So for the woman, you have to focus as we grow. You know, personally, I didn't plan that that's where I'm gonna end. I didn't spend a lot of my time planning. My dad never gave me a notebook and said, so in 20 years' time, what are you gonna be? But what I learned is that you must work hard. You must focus on what you want to achieve and give the best in whatever you do all the way. So that when there is an opportunity, you will stand out and you'll be picked. So for my fellow young ladies watching your show today, Jeff, is my advice to them is to focus on what they want to be. If you want to be a doctor, be the best you can. If you want to be a nurse, be the best you can. Then when there are opportunities for growth, you stand out and you are one of the people being considered for that opportunity.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, for you must walk into so many meetings and you're either the only woman or the only black woman. Let's face it, that must be intimidating sometimes.
At the beginning, as you get to learn, it is. But then when you realize that you have been selected because of what you can deliver, then you begin to feel comfortable. For me, it's more trying to understand the cultural differences of different people, because you're interacting with people from diverse communities. So the key learning is to step back and understand the background of the people that you're going to deal with, and so that you can be able to create the team dynamics that is required to work together. And I think being a teacher is great, because that psychology class was good to quickly understand what's the background, where are you, who are the people you are just about to deal with, to interact with, what's their culture, understanding them, and fitting into the group and delivering the results. So I've found that I have that very good skill, the skill to be humble, to understand other people's point of view, so that you can express your point of view, seeking to be understood, so that you can achieve whatever goal that has brought you together. So I have been humbled by the opportunity to walk into such forums.
Yeah.
And they've been big forums.
I can imagine. I mean, you're very modest, and I guess, like you said, life has prepared you for this moment. But at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line, the expectations from the shareholders out there. Pressure's on you, Rita.
Pressure is on me. I'm ready for the pressure. I've been prepared for 15 years. Again, as I told you, I have a team of very strong people who understand the industry, who are going to work with me. I will set the direction of where we need to be in terms of results. But as a team, we will achieve. For us, it's increasing our competitiveness, increasing our reach, and focusing on our customers. If we can do those three, we will win. And we are going to do exactly that at GM East Africa.
Yeah, and this is a great time to be here. I mean, are sales good? Are they on the rise? Is the region, in the economies of the region, are they doing pretty decently?
The economies of the region are doing pretty well. There's a lot of reform agenda. Kenya, we have our new constitution. Today, we are gearing towards county business. So the general environment for growth is there. We are developing infrastructure. We need buses, we need trucks to develop our infrastructure. Housing is a booming industry in Kenya. It's booming within the region. Stability in the region is good background for growth. So I am very optimistic that the region, especially Sub-Sahara region, is stable, no more civil wars, government reforms, pressure for privatization. All those are ingredients for success. So that's why we as GM believe that we are on the right track towards integration of the Sub-Saharan region and going as one team to take advantage of the opportunity in Africa.
When your little 2-year-old grows up, are you going to tell her the story of the little girl who grew up in Taita and took the train all the way to the last stop in Butere and then made it all the way to CEO of GM East Africa?
Not only to my little girl, I tell that to many girls whenever I have an opportunity to sit with colleagues, to sit with friends, children, to be in an educational forum, when I'm invited as a guest speaker. I think we have a big responsibility as women leaders to strengthen the girl child and to strengthen the boy child, our children, to be examples to them so that they can connect and can believe that success is achievable. You just need to put your best foot forward and be the best you can in whatever field you're doing. It does not matter how humbling the job is. It's just a stepping stone to greater heights.
Wow. Madam CEO, congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff.
Well done.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Oh, the little girl from Taveta. Beauty and brains, folks. CEO GM East Africa, Rita Kavashe, has broken it down, folks. We've got to help the girl child and the boy child and be the best that you can be in whatever it is that you do. She has no doubt proved that at the age of 44. She runs this huge multinational in the region. As CEO of GM East Africa, folks, you simply cannot make that stuff up. And it's all about meritocracy. She deserves each and every bit of that title she's earned. And she's going to prove it. Watch this space. Whoa! What a guest. What a show. What a week it's turned out to be on the bench, folks. If this week did not inspire you, then you're watching the wrong show. And tomorrow, Friday, special bench number 1,000. That's right, 1,000 from when we began. We have a very special guest. Stay tuned. In the meantime, you can find guests like Rita Kavashe anywhere else but right here on the bench on the award-winning station, K24, where we are. Even in times of Madam CEOs, we are still all Kenyan.
All the time.
Well done, my dear.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Capital Talk is filmed at Fairmont, the Norfolk.